everybody. How are we all doing? I'm Loomis and we're back to Pyre. Hey, Burning. How you doing? You having a good day? It's Batman. I'm just borrowing the Bat computer. And any suggestion that I'm actually Batman and should be arrested for vigilantism is false. Pretty good, glad to hear it. So let's see, last time we finished our second season of Pyreball. And liberated a second of our fellows. Now we're just waiting for the stars to align and the season to begin again. Ridiculous. If Batman is clean shaven, as you can see, I have the kind of beard a person would have if they shaved immediately before going out in a cowl last night, but haven't shaved this morning. Thus proving that I'm not Batman. My headset is quite loud. I'm going to turn that down a little bit before I go down. Alternate universe Batman is not clean shaven. You mean Thomas Wayne? I couldn't possibly be Thomas Wayne. I don't work at a hospital. I just go there for 8 hours a day for a checkup. Yeah. Right. What's going on in the Black Wagon? Miss Wayne works at a hospital? Yeah? I don't know. I haven't really been following the comics for a little while, but he... certainly in the old comics. In regular universe, Thomas Wayne was a doctor. I assume he's still a doctor in alternate universe, but I don't know. Maybe he gave up doctoring to fight crime? Moonlight Alcove. This is where we'll wait for the next cycle of the rites to begin. You once again find yourself amid the serene walkways of Moonlight Alcove. Here you can await the time until the stars deign to shine for you once again. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I dropped my subscription to the comics because A, I'm broke, and B, I got sick of them resetting the universe every 6 comics. But yeah, there's a lot of focus right now on an alternate universe Batman who's actually Batman's dad and has a beard. In that universe, Bruce Wayne was the one who got killed outside the Opera House, and his dad became Batman. Which I guess kind of makes sense, because in the old comics it was established that the reason Batman chose to be a bat specifically is because his dad dressed up as a bat for Halloween once and beat up a robber. Later they tried to spin it into a dramatic thing about Batman having a phobia of bats and inspiring fear in his enemies and everything, but that's not what the old comics say. Yeah, there's definitely infinite universes in the comics. Like, they often release like a mini-series set in an alternate universe and what have you. But yeah, lately there's been a lot of overlap between the main universe and like a mirror universe. where our Batman's been hanging out with his alternate universe dad a lot lately. Batman is a bat disguised as a man. Watching the drive-ins. What are people up to? Bay is talking to the scribes. The Gilman and Panther are arguing. Edwin is scouting. Is exploring. We've still got a scribe trial, but we don't really have anything new to help us do it. We really need to level up Tizo. Bad disguise of the man. Have you ever seen the first episode of Batman the Animated Series? Because I love the way they handle that. Like, you get a dramatic view of of Gotham City. When you see a shape flying through it, you get these brief glimpses of a bat-like figure soaring through the streets. There's like a weather zeppelin up there with the news crew on it doing a report, and they see it fly past them. And one of the guys like, "Was that a Batman?" And it does all of this brilliant setup for Batman's arrival, and then it zooms in on the guy, and it's Man-Bat, the guy who shapeshifts into a bat monster. And actual Batman doesn't get introduced until like halfway through the episode. It's a brilliant fake out. Man-Bat, the true Batman. The animated series had a lot of ups and downs, but when it was good, it was good. Right, I guess we're biding our time. We have returned to a place of respite. Please make yourself comfortable, such as you can. We are at the mercy of the stars, but I expect they shall shine bright again in time. As for me, I shall return by then, but there is something I must do. Where does this guy keep sneaking off to? I don't trust him in the slightest. But then again, I suppose I don't have to. Like, I'm not remotely invested in his plan, I'm just trying to get my friends home. If they want to get involved in his scheme to liberate the downside, that's their business. There, from atop the sacred mountain, you gaze down into the abyss that is the downside. You wonder when the stars shall align themselves once more. There, upon the sacred mountain, you and your companions await once more the night the stars begin to shine again. The plan of which you are all a part is set in motion. The Commonwealth, a nation that stood for almost 1,000 years, is in turmoil. Your companions return there through the liberation rites. What sort of place shall they be coming back to? Many moons pass. This is why I sent Jodariel first. Jodariel and Ruki. I think they're the best vanguard for us. Jodariel's tough, Ruki is sharp. I'll set things up for my friends to be okay. One evening, amid a downpour with no interest whatsoever in relenting, Volfred requests everybody to convene. To understand he has an announcement of some sort. Soon, everyone is assembled, and Volfred regards the group. Everyone, there is an aspect of our plan which I've not talked about at length. Look around at your companions. What do you see in them? He lets the question hang a moment in the air. I'll tell you what I see in all of you, in all of us. I see in all of us a living vision of the 8 scribes themselves, each one among them hailing from the different tribes which later formed our Commonwealth. My observation does not come from pompousness, I think. Rather, I believe the scribes themselves desired, or shall I say, desire, such a course. Together, they created all of this ceremony, of which we're now a part. The exiles, liberated through their rights, went on to found the Commonwealth, based on their values and their teachings. Thus, an instrumental aspect of our plan is to embody the spirit and the culture from which the Commonwealth arose so many centuries ago. That way, when we are all united on the other side in solidarity, the people all shall see that we reflect the values they yet cherish in their hearts, not merely our own. Anyway, we are still missing one key representative on behalf of Molten Levine, and I happen to know a certain bog dweller who I think shall fit the part most splendidly indeed. We're kind of missing two representatives, sort of. So we don't have a hag, which is what he's suggesting. That we find a new wild witch to help us. But we also don't have one of the sap men. I mean, we've got this guy, obviously. But he doesn't take part in the rites. He's not a player anymore. And we only need one reader, and that's me. He's not been doing the reading either. So we don't actually have a sap in the field. Emotions for someone to approach. Certain bog dwellers led us forward. You recognize her straight away. Okay, so I guess this is where he's been sneaking off to try and find our extra missing party members. It is my pleasure to introduce you to a dear old friend of mine, whom I believe you've met. Welcome to the Nightwings, Bertrude. The bog dweller called Big Bertrude utters something guttural by way of greeting. I don't know what voice I gave this lady. It's been a long time since we've seen her. We are to understand that you require further aid from us. Yes, dear Bertrude, the time has come. Bertrude here is far and away the most accomplished alchemist whom I have ever met. You soon will find she knows much about the rites as well. Bertrude looks at you and your fellow exiles, each in turn. We frighten ye. Apparent. Everyone is silent as Bertrude searches their expressions. Then tremble, small ones, and hold well thy tongues, lest we remove them. She takes her leave without another word. Not the most reassuring intro. Is she really going to work with the team? Please excuse Bertrude's blunt manner. I guarantee she shall more than make up for it. See, we recruited everyone else ourselves, Walfred. Like, you don't really do anything around here, and I'm not sure I'm keen on you bringing other people into our group. Everyone disperses. It seems now that the ranks of the Nightwings are complete. Bertrude joined the group. He sensed her powerful presence. Now then, my kid, perhaps you notice that the stars are bright once more up there behind those stubborn rains. Meaning, it is time that we got back to business. Indeed, once more several stars shine bright within the cold, stormy sky. Choose your path towards salvation. Leave. Blue? Okay, I thought there was going to be 4 of them this time. How's the planner going? 44%. So far, real good. Seems we can now estimate how many rights remain until the next liberation. Huh. Next liberation 3. Okay, so we've got 3 more matches on the next big match. Let's see, the withdrawn. The tempers. And the dissidents. I might go see the dissidents and see if they have anything to say about the fact that Rookie went home. We should at least tell them, right? Like I knew Rookie. They were friends as much as a mafia guy and the person deeply in his debt could be friends. Let's head there and pass on the message. Barker and the dissidents. I got the impression that those curs are living freer here than where they came from. Turns out I wasn't too far off the mark. He then shares with you what he has heard about your next opponent. Barker Ashbourne, a violent cur whose pack, the dissidents, conduct the rites more so for thrill than freedom. Back on the other side, Barker never quite took to the culture of the Commonwealth, and often ran afoul of the law for various acts of boorishness or vandalism. He always promised to go straight. In time he found a certain niche, for he was an accomplished hunter, and the people of the Commonwealth did have an appetite. Barker relished the hunt more than anything, and spent his earnings on a variety of questionable things. One particularly raucous evening, Barker was caught relieving himself on the foot of the statue of Archjustice Androbales IV, and that was the end of his citizenship. Really? This guy was sentenced to the downside for public urination? I assume that our dog mafia friend had a lot more bad stuff going on, but that's harsh. No wonder he's off the rails. What has the law ever done for him? On the downside, he caught the notice of the dissidents, who observed his speed, ferocity, and fearlessness. He soon became the best of them. Barker's reputation grew among the exiled curs of Jamura Valley region, where he is feared and unafraid of taking what he wants. He makes our Rookie look like a saint, doesn't he? In any case, we better catch some sleep. It's going to be a busy next few days. I wish Hedwyn a restful evening in turn. It's too late to take flight, though tomorrow you can press on. I hope the rain settles down, because I don't want to fly in this storm. Alright, what we got going on in here? Curses and enchantments. Huh, so Gertrude has a magic deck. Hedwyn, seeking water. I don't think that's going to be difficult right now. Alfred is nowhere to be found. Sandra doesn't want to talk. Oh, we've got new things in the book. The Rites of Flame. Oh, this is the first page we've got from this guy. Solium Mur. With these blackened nails do I hereby inscribe the rites of flame. The bylaws shall be written here in full. We, the Eight, decree the rites attest of one's true worth in body, mind, and spirit. Now, until the stars abandon us, this shall be binding law within the downside. Those deemed worthy in the rites are to regain their freedom from the downside, and return from whence they came. Exiles shall conduct the rites as one of 9 triumvirates, and look toward the stars for guidance on their path. Exiles shall bear this book as status. The essential structure of the rite shall be as follows. Where chosen by the stars, within the dark of night, shall 2 triumvirates stand in opposition, far enough afield, beside their sacred consecrated pyres, symbolizing their resolve. In each triumvirate, the 3 shall act as one, to demonstrate their trust in one another, not just in themselves. Triumvirates shall endeavor to extinguish the power of their adversary, whose flames are only to be staunched through a celestial orb descendant from the stars. Whosoever's pyre remains burning shall prevail. The triumvirates are to disperse. We, the Eight, have seen the turning of the stars from now until the ending of our age. Heed their guidance and ours. The stars take many cyclic turns. The rites commence at their behest upon celestial landmarks, where the downside's greater titans fell before the heavens. Bearing this book bestowed on your triumvirate, you, the reader, shall perceive under which stars you are to congregate. Follow where they lead, as your adversaries shall. If either of you fails to appear, then neither of you walks the path. Whether you prevail or you fail, from that point the stars shall guide you on. Got a lot of pages all at once. I guess that's what happens when you take a several-month break between seasons. The rite shall not commence unless the necessary preparations are complete at a celestial landmark, ere the stars align. Exile shall conduct the rite bearing this book, of which there are but 40 copies, each bound in astral hide. 40 copies? So there's not just one for each triumvirate, then. Exile shall wear the sacred raiment, fashioned in our likeness at the summit of Mount Elodiel. Their identities are to be concealed, for they shall represent us all. I can believe that maybe Tariq and the Guardian Lady have a copy as sort of referees, but oh man, that's like 11 copies. Maybe the exiles inside the globe have another one for 12. Where did the other 28 come in? Are they just backups? Exiles shall set a metal sigil for their pyre, and consecrate the ground using the words, "The 8 scribes gave their freedom, so that we may yet have ours." The heavens shall respond when all is set. During the rite, each triumvirate shall act as one, unerringly and without question. The disobedient shall suffer banishment or permanent expulsion. Exiles shall move as of a single mind, to demonstrate their faith and recognize that they, as we the 8, cannot prevail alone. Their worth shall be determined both by their actions and their peers. Triumvirates lacking experience in this may designate a reader, whose focus on this book may help the others to coordinate. However, only those who shall conduct the rites firsthand shall walk the path towards enlightenment, and become eligible to regain their freedom. Oh, so technically a reader is optional. You just need to own a book if you're good enough at it. So maybe the old Nightwings didn't have a reader then, because that was a big question we had. Layers of Fear speedrun. Yeah, I did see that. I mean, if you just ignore everything and run through it, I guess. But I don't know. I feel like it would be largely luck. To be amusing, but I don't know. How are you doing, Badger? You having a good day? At the appointed time, at the aligning of the stars, the heavens shall rain down upon the ground sufficiently prepared, and thus the 2 opposing pyres shall be set ablaze. Thus shall commence the rite. The triumvirates are to protect their pyres as they would their lifeblood. Lifeblood itself is never to be shed, before, during, or after any rite, lest the disobeyer suffer permanent expulsion. Exile is injury enough. The rite is an act of mercy. Fear not the purifying flame. Plunge into it headlong and without fear, for you shall be protected by the stars themselves. Seek freedom in the flame. The new oven broke? Ooh, was it not? Has it been working? Is it not installed properly? Exiles bearing the raiments in this book reveal their hidden inner aura in the color of their flame. The aura is the exile's solitary weapon in the rites. Should one's adversary cross one's aura, the adversary shall be banished. Banishment is fleeting nothingness. Seek the pyre's light, and thus make your return. The exile's presence shapes the aura. Exiles wear greater auras while standing side by side with their triumvirates, for we gain strength together. Exiles may cast their aura through sheer force of focus on this book. Old oven broke, replacement lasted less than an hour. Ah, I see. Sparky coming tomorrow to check wiring. Okay, at least somebody's coming to take a look at it. Yeah, I get you, Badger. Well, that's how you get strong. You carry an oven enough times and you'll have some muscle. That's the only exercise I do anymore, carrying an oven up and down stairs. As the two flames are lit, so shall the celestial orb fall from the heavens. But one such orb shall be availed by the stars, requiring triumvirates to vie for it. Its cosmic connection to the flames, the raiments, and this book bestows the necessary qualities for its bearer to prevail. Effortlessly sails the orb between the three in a triumvirate, seeks the grasp of whosoever acts among the three. Once grasped, the orb shall draw within it all the bearer's aura, fueled by the triumvirate's own flame. It is to be cast into the flame. So this is basically the rule book and the instructions on how to play the game, which would have been useful to have before our third season, but hey, here we are. We're now learning how to play. In each rite we gain enlightenment, whether we prevail or we fail. Indeed, through failure do we tend to learn the most valued lessons, provided we survive. None among us have prevailed without end. Exiles who walk the path toward enlightenment shall, at times, be struck by an epiphany, and achieve mastery in some respect. Choose well among these blessings we bestow. Thus, you may yet achieve your potential and surpass your adversaries. Whenever you prevail, your triumvirate earns favor. In time, the triumvirate with the most favor shall be summoned to the liberation rite, to earn a chance at freedom. Then the cycle shall begin anew. The liberation rite takes place upon the fall of Solium, under a bloodied moon, witnessed by the heralds from the stars. There, the most favored triumvirate shall confront the one which we appoint. These two triumvirates first shall pass through Scribe's Gate, where their worth shall be assessed under the stars. One of the most enlightened exiles within each triumvirate may be anointed for a chance of freedom. Two of their companions shall support them whilst they strive. Miki, thank you for the cup of tea. Greatly appreciated. Ah, coffee is it? Even better. Just what I needed. How are you doing, Miki? How's your day going? The anointed champion of the triumvirate which prevails shall plunge into the shimmer pool and return in glory. Let's have a chat with Bertrude then. It's getting crowded in here. Tired, not sleeping well. Oof. Sorry, Miki. I'm kind of medium on my sleep at the moment. I'm the only one in the household at the moment, which ironically has made Tilly quieter at night. Because she knows what time I wake up and doesn't feel the need to wake up everybody else at their appointed time. But, I don't know, I've just been restless, I guess. Otherwise, I'm doing good. Did some step aerobics after getting up this morning. It's amazing how much stepping on a block over and over again can make you sweat. I feel better for having done it. So yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Staying healthy. You find Big Bertrude looking about the black wagon in a disapproving way. She fixes her gaze on you. Her expression does not change. Such clutter added to this wagon since we looked upon it last. Unsightly. We remember thee, from our abode in flagging hands, then thou must be the reading one to whom Sandalwood referred. She moves in close, studying you. You recall that the mere touch of a bog crone of the southern bog can induce paralysis or worse. Boiling hot in liquid form, Miki, the human death tsunami. Is it Minecraft Day still? We're definitely doing something. We're definitely doing something tonight. I'm a little unsure what it is we're going to be doing. So I know Badger's free as well. I don't know, what would you like to do, Miki? Did you want to do Minecraft for the time that we have, and then I'll play a game with Badger after you have to go? I mean, because Badger's available tonight, we could do CSGO or League while you're around. Unsure if your power is going out. Okay, have they cancelled the load shedding, or...? Like, do they normally give you a time for it, right? If it's planned. That one such as thee can extract meaning from that tome was a feat we wish to witness for ourselves. Thy flesh has seen but the smallest fraction of the years which ours withstood, and yet we are expected to believe that thou canst understand the Book of Rites. Then she backs away for someone else has told you. Hail, Bertrude, madame. Is everything to your liking at this time, or is there something more which you require? We've been unable to locate a supply of rotworm gizzard extract among thy belongings. Other than that, we shall lodge no complaint at present. It is possible that Wolfred has a small supply among his possessions here. If you would care to accompany me, we may yet procure some. That would be agreeable with us. Then after you, madame. As they depart, you think you see the lone minstrel nod his head your way. Okay, they're changing it back and forth, so they're like undecided on what they're going to do. Let's see if somebody shows up. Oh, Wookie seems to have removed the ringing part. That prankster. I rang it once too often. Alright then. You rise early that morning, but Bertrude is already awake. She scowls at you. Good morning, Bertrude. Reader, I trust your stay has not been too uncomfortable? Nay, Sandalwood, the comforts of this place are not for us. Fly us forth from here, to lower ground. Let us get on with all of this. The reader here shall do so once the group is ready. I thank you for your patience. Personal generator, the luxury. Thing is, it's not just buying a generator, right? It's the fuel. The inverted fall of Solium roars into the sky. Somewhere beyond it lies the Commonwealth. Beyond your vision, beyond your grasp. If we could only just fly home right now. Looks like this thing just can't go any higher though. It's a long way up that fall, isn't it? We'll get there yet. Just have to keep going. Not gonna state your... Yeah, that's fair, Miki. Soaring far above Sclerian shore, you notice Pammerberg gazing down at the frozen cliffs below. That damn place down there. I like it least of all, I think, among everywhere we've been. I'm thankful there's no reason to return. Reminds me of my home, is all. The high-wing remnants, we all grew accustomed to the thinner air. Amid the cliffs that breaches the clouds above your commonwealth. But it was not the nicest place. But a wonder that my sisters settled for a rather warmer base of operations in this land, there by the nest of Trieste. Anyway, I'm pleased to have to spend as little time as possible near here. Let's fly on by and go about our business. Edwin is our owl. Oh. Whoop! How dare you, you Nightwing scum! Blasted fools, you can't intimidate the accusers. We shall face you soon enough in a forthcoming right, but first, we have another pack of fools whom we must vanquish shortly. Till then, stay out of our way. Whoop! Hey, wanna rumble here and there, huh, Nightwings? Think you got our number after last time, huh? Too bad we all got somewhere else to be. Though we Tempers sure are flattered that you took the time to run right into us again. Be seeing you around. Oof! Well, it was actually an accident for once. Yeah, that was Slytherin alright. But yeah, fair Miki. I don't remotely mean to pressure you into saying things on stream. But anyway, have a think about what you'd like to do tonight. Because I'm not sure what the plan is. We can do some CSGO, some League, or we can do a bit of Minecraft if you like. But whatever it is, I'll do something with Badger at the end. For the second half, I think. Gertrude slithers up to you as the Black Wagon passes through the skies above her former abode. I mean, assuming that the power does go out, and that you can't stay. Our kind, who lurk below, would scarce believe we saw above them now. We told them, when Sandalwood came to fetch us, we shall not return for some time. You uninstalled CSGO? Oh, okay. You're fully committed to the League life. For a long time I felt like you preferred CSGO to League, and I felt a little bad that I didn't like CSGO much. And preferred to play League every time, but I feel like we've won you over on that one, I guess. Yeah, I updated it this morning and did a test match to make sure it still worked. I guess I can uninstall it too. A turn-based game, yeah. A god multiplayer turn-based game. Our most accomplished laborers with whom we shared so many moons in exile. We trust that they shall carry forth the reputation of our services. For we taught them all that we know. She seems almost nostalgic as she lists off the various services provided at Big Bertram's. Curses, bombs, potions, powders, cleaning reagents, sleep medicines, fungicides, seances. Big Bertrude's earned quite a name for itself throughout the downside for these and other things. When we are finished here, provided we do not return from whence we came, we shall return to our establishment and carry on our business there, for there is much demand. Dice-based D&D. The spring of Jamur has always flown forth from the crushed carapace of Biolanthius, the legend of whose demise is a rather sordid tale. Perhaps you've already read it in the book. Don't think I know that one. The Hive Titan. Not all believes the book exists, of course, nor the greater Titans, nor the Rice. I've encountered exiles believing that this Titan perished quite by accident, rather than a cunning trap laid for it by Jamur many-made, as they took the Titan for a common beast. Perhaps the stars shine down upon it out of the way locales such as this one, to ensure that they alone shall witness the proceedings. They expressed an interest in exploring the pools along this route. They expressed interest in taking this route. Okay, so we've got a choice of two routes, both of which Bay wants to explore. Let's go explore the pools, shall we? I think I'm looking for some long-term buffs at the moment. I'd like to get some money together so we can buy more upgrades. Yeah, definitely not our streams. I don't think it suits us, Miki. You touch down in the heart of Jamur Valley, where first you face the fate and the dissidents. Yeah, I know the rules for chess. Except for en passant, I can never remember how that works. But I don't really know how to play. You briefly wonder where they might be now, how they fare. You have a little time before having to set forth by land. Still more pages. Oh yes, we've got a new location. The downside prairie at first appears serene. It is not. The soil there accommodates only the region's brutish native vines and overbrush. Most likely food sources prove poisonous. Thus we journeyed further north. The climate there grew fouler to my senses, but the Cur Jamur found it amenable. This sprawling valley, pocked with long evaporated lakes, gives evidence of the monstrosities which roam this land. I found the region's western edge to be more pleasant on the whole. Therein we found sources of fresh water, whereas over to the east we found the edge of the land's most hideous decay. Teach us, Badger. Teach us to chess. Norellen will be mad that he missed a chess stream, though. He's the expert. So-called singing is the sound of countless screeching wheel noise. Sander doesn't want to talk to me at the moment. I don't know why. Volford is poring over a copy of the Book of Rites as you approach. He looks up at you and smiles. I guess he's got his own copy, so that's where one of the extra ones is. The Road to Freedom, written in a book that hardly anyone believes exists, and fewer still can read and comprehend. Sometimes I marvel how absurd all of this is, my kin. Tell me something, though. I spent so much time considering the book, but known so few with whom I could discuss it in much detail. You've had some time to turn through it by now, so what do you think? Worth all the fuss? Fascinating? Tedious? Meant to be experienced and cannot be described. I say I find it fascinating. I haven't, Miki. I recognize the name. I don't really know much. I don't really know anything about it. You been playing it lately? Tell Volford the book has fascinated you, and that you have never seen anything quite like it. Nod slowly as you describe your experience with it. I share the sentiment. To have in our possession a genuine artifact from a forgotten time. How much of it is exactly true, and how much of it is the scribe's retelling of events? I find it endlessly fascinating to consider, I must admit. He puts away his copy of the book with care. It is amazing that these volumes have survived for all this time, I think. Whatever they are made of has withstood the ravaging effects of time quite well. And the ideas there contained, they remain rather provocative as well. To think that the Commonwealth disavows the existence of this book, despite official recognition of the 8 scribes. Although the reasons why are in there written plain, how fascinating that his secrets have been kept for all this time. Anyway, you'll have to excuse me for my extracurricular interest in its teachings. I used to teach a version of its history. To have access to the real thing has brought me some small pleasure. Let us be certain to preserve these volumes for whomever shall be next to use them. That means using a bookmark and not leaving it open flat on the table. I've seen you doing that a few times now, and it's upsetting to me. He turns his attention to other matters and bids you a good afternoon. I've never fully understood how the horse piece moves when you place it in defense mode. Okay. Too much going on. Let's get moving. Wizard's chess. Wizard's chess is just regular chess, except the pieces yell at you. It's like playing a chess video game. Hogwarts is a place where kids play chess for fun. What does that tell you about the wizarding world? You end up spending part of the day with Faye, exploring the area surrounding your region. You learn this area used to be a swimming hole many years ago. The water here is sick and crying out. I told it we were very sorry. Your lasting memory of the place is standing by the shore, imagining the feel of the water. As you head back in silence, consider which of your vocations to pursue. Oh, so a vocation trigger. But we're probably going to find something in the water. Alright, get my last bit of reader's influence. The book seems to push back against you. Your sense of its hidden meaning crumbles under layers of contradiction, of missing details, and yet you feel a thorough knowledge of it now. It's more artifact than book. Its power almost solely rests with the reader, who makes time to form a certain meaning from the many passages written. Yet the glimpse of knowledge you approached just then called back at you to stop and go no further, not to press too forcefully against the outer limits of your understanding. Nevertheless, for what you recognize shall have to be the final time, inspiration comes to you in a flash, whether from the book or from within. Even now you cannot tell. Yeah, Ron of all people. When somebody like Ron Weasley has nothing more fun to do than play chess. Hogwarts must be the most boring place imaginable. You look up to see the lone minstrel there. You had not noticed him. He looks at you with his strange eyes, a colour not unlike the bindings of the book, and he smiles at you faintly. The moment passes, and he turns to go about his business. He leaves you there. You realize you are clutching the book of rites to your chest. You manage to fall away. Thank you, Miki. It looks great on me. It's just what I've always wanted. The Spring of Jomur. Alright then, let's go see the dissidents. Know that Rookie has moved on. I oft-times think the carapace of the Hive Titan, Valanthius, shall be an everlasting blemish on an almost splendid bit of land. But Jomur in his brashness felt the monster with a sort of glare. Then the moon shone through the ridges of the massive carapace and shined upon the pooling ichor, turning it into the freshest nectar to be tasted. The spring shall flow eternally, and those who walk within it shall experience the resplendent glory of the land. The stars began to fall there in the spring with regularity. We know now, how soon again, that they shall do so, and wish for you to see it for yourself. What's going on, Bay? Bay seems to be talking to the Black Wagon's walls again, though this time something seems to have come over her. Okay, have a think about what game we should play, Miki. Let me know, 'cause I'm up for anything. Whether you want to do Minecraft tonight, or whether you want to do some League, or something different. Since Badger's around and Narellen is busy. Or maybe we could do half and half, depending on how the electricity situation goes. Yeah, see you later, Miki. Thanks for hanging out. Little brother, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? You're unsure whether to check in with her or leave her be. He's acting rather odd even for her. I'm gonna go make sure she's alright. The Bay is clearly capable of surviving on her own. You do worry for her. In this case, make an attempt to reach out to her. Oh, hi, Rita. I don't think I saw you there just now, and so my little brother here and we were just talking for a little while. Well, I was the one doing the talking. Why, my little brother, he is just a wagon wall, so he cannot respond. He can't respond, but he can listen, and he listens really well. Now I'd like to get back to my conversation here with him, if you don't mind, and you're welcome to stay, though, if you like. Seems Bay is doing all right after all. Sure, I'll keep listening. You decide to take Bay up on her invitation and keep listening to her conversation with the wagon wall. Her little brother, she calls it. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, I remember. It's just that they always said there was something wrong with me, but they wouldn't really tell me what. They said I was moon-touched, but so what? So then the scribes, they called me here. They are the ones who brought me here, not those people. They were so cruel. They were always so cruel. I didn't have a little brother at the time. No one that I recall, really, although so much of it back then, I can't tell how much of it I dreamt. Most of all, I didn't want it to be true. But I remember that they threw me out. They decided they would throw me out and let the scribes take care of me, they said. The scribes, they would take care of me. It was so very quiet here, and I was all alone again, although I think I liked it more, being alone down here than being alone back there. Everybody is alone down here, and so it makes me feel less alone somehow. Back there, why, I would sometimes see families, brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, but here, there's hardly anyone at all. But I knew I was closer to the scribes. I knew that they were in the sky above, and I did search for them up there, you know. And then one night I found them. I saw the stars, and they were falling to the ground, and I thought, why is it the scribes themselves are crying? Are they sad? And maybe, are they sad for me? Well, that was when I first saw you, little brother. With your help, I would get closer to the scribes. That way, Maybe they could answer all my questions, don't you think? But I'm so very glad I found you and the others. I'm finally not alone. I'm finally not alone, and more importantly, I think sometimes I even feel that way, that I'm not alone. Maybe as we get closer, maybe I will get to feel that way more often. Being here, or being anywhere, with you and all my friends. She falls silent. We were concerned for her at first. We sense that now she is at peace. She wanders off, faintly smiling. We sense you have a better understanding of her now. Strange affinity for the old ways. Fixation on the scribes. Vagrancy. Motive? Nah. Through a lack of understanding of her wrongdoing. 2 years. Fires are in a wedge shape pattern. Great distances, slither forward with less control. Crone and an alchemist. Well, hey guys, let me tell you something real quick. Now, I happen to have heard that Mr. Greentail, he's moved on or something like that, right? I just want you to know he was one of my most favorite customers, and because of that, I'm giving you the same great deals, okay? Yeah, we get a lot more money. A lot of good stuff stocked up there, and we can't afford any of it. Come see us again, guys. Though the now familiar surroundings of the Spring of Jamur make preparations faster than before, the stars are already aflame by the time you and the others are gathered. Here we go. You ready, Sir Gilman? This knight is absolutely prepared. There can be no question of this fact. Wish them all good fortune in turn. Little else is said. Together, you watch the celestial harmony in calm and silence, and await the dissidents. Oh yeah, the Titans. I still don't think we have any real reason to bother with these. Well, maybe we could, because I really need to level up Tizo. But I think we're going to be using Bertrude, whose level 0.
Their ranks grow stronger. Consorting with the bog-crone Bertrude, are we? How very strange
we'll hold
that
off for
you
now.
befriended her. At any rate, your adversaries in this fight shall be the dissidents. Put out their flame and walk the path to liberty.
Could be good.
Smell that, mates? Looks like we're gonna have to take this one a little serious this time. That's right. They ain't got Greentail clogging up their ranks no more. He's back home now with his dear old mum where he belongs. Right time you Nightwings dumped that deadbeat. Gotta have some standards after all. Just the same, we're gonna stomp you to the ground. Get ready.
Liberatus.
Hold a moment, reader. The crone Bertrude slithers forth, wearing the raiment of the rites.
Sovarte Praventus.
Now that Bertrude is among our ranks, it would be best if you became familiar with her repertoire. You have no obligation to make use of her abilities, of course. Good Bertrude, please show the reader something of your aptitude. I expect I shall soon be inclined to bring our sorceries to bear. Long have we studied these rites of thine. Let us show thee what we know of them thus far.
The bog-crone Bertrude shows herself in full. Though I have to wonder what became of her accomplices. Of one accomplice in particular. You watch yourself around her, reader. None are sentenced into exile without sufficient cause.
It's worrying that the narrator himself is telling me this. Okay, so she's got a huge jump. She can do some drifting. Okay, so her blast is very close ranged, but scatters. She's a shotgun. Flashing to power blast. I always forget about the power blast. I don't think I've ever done a power blast in battlefield conditions. Now then, reading 1. Know that our freedom is of little consequence to us. We side with thee because of Sandalwood. Of his plan. We shall aid ye in the rites, and we shall aid ye in that plan. Thus we are at thy disposal, and await thy bidding.
Now we shall get started.
Ah, cool. Thank you, Badger. Well, I'll take a look. Plus 12 presents. Ooh. Oh wow, this guy's fully leveled up. He's gotten quite tough. His team's all leveled up as well. And they might not get banished when they score a point. You doubt Spyro would work? What, as a race, or...? I mean, Spyro was PS1. Oh, she has a ton of hidden inspiration, yeah, she has a ton of inspiration to help her catch up quickly. She's pretty much guaranteed to hit level 2 the first time she plays. Alright, you're up first then, Bertrude. Then again, we've got... Yeah, I'm gonna take Headwind for the buff. And then Tizo to get that XP.
Tizo. Now.
The remake looks great. I've not really seen it. But yeah, that's fair. I do remember the controls to Spyro maybe haven't aged well. I don't know how good the remake is, but I think it got good reviews, right? You can count on me. Finishing for another go. Let's have at it, mates. Tear them to shreds.
Now begin.
Whoa.
Didn't see it coming.
That's not who I meant to pass to, but I'll take it.
Poor headwind.
This got messy. There we go. Let's slam dunk that. We made a SpongeBob game? Oh, is that the Battle for Bikini Bottom one? Because I remembered playing that a long time ago, and recently I saw a lot of people playing it, and I was like, when did this suddenly come into fashion again, and why? So it would make sense if it's because they did a remake just now. Oh. Well, that's a point for them.
Barker's on time out.
Oh, I didn't mean to pick it up there. I was trying to dunk, but oh well.
Why, that was all of them. That
There we go.
flames grow.
Oop. Need more stamina. Feels like we're running slim.
Meddlesome imp.
Go on, dunk it. There we go.
Gertrude vanished.
Oof.
Flailing shan't do anything, reader. 'Tis what the scribes ordain. No mercy shown.
All three of us.
Alas.
Oof. I think they've taken the lead. There we go.
Plunged into their fire.
Like that, eh? You're like a flame back there. You better keep more than an eye on it.
Audacious,
Ooh.
aren't we?
Okay, fair play.
That was the last of them.
Let's slam this real quick. Hey, we made some gold off of that one.
Wings prevail. Although their adversaries put up quite an effort. The rite is complete.
Heck, what happened back there, mates? I'll have your hides for this.
darkness are the teachings of the scribes. Understanding deepens in the mind of the imp Tizo.
Karahi! Tizo gives thanks to Hood the Swallow for watching over and protecting him. A fast-moving howler or bag. I don't know if I would even want this, but I feel like I've got to try it.
The ancient crone called Bertrude opened up her eyes.
Thus does our grasp of ancient sorceries grow ever stronger still. Recovery needs all odds to press the advantage. It's extra damage when we're behind. Arcs at a wide angle. Charges up a lot faster. Extra defense when we're behind. For damage when we're ahead. She pounces, recovers all her stamina. So the stamina moves more quickly. Turns the enemy into howlers. I kind of want all the second level skills. I don't care about the top or bottom ones all that much. And that extra slither speed is really good. I gotta work
The
towards that.
secrets of the Wild Witch revealed. Until the stars align.
After defeating the dissidents in spite of almost having lost, we returned to the wagon to find Volfred and the lone minstrel in the midst of conversation.
Tereso.
Most strange that this one star should be illuminated now. This is not what I expected. Not I, Volfred, sir. Then Volfred notices that
Ligaratus.
Reader, Tariq and I observed a strange occurrence in the skies, or it appears the star of Kelmer Ropecaller is illuminated now. It is but another star, except our models and predictions of the cosmos did not anticipate this. Anyway, go see for yourself. To make the wagon ready in the meantime. See only a single shining star illuminated far above. It is just as Volfred indicated. Concerning? Kelmer, the rogue star, with the tempers. Does it pass to us if we've been focusing certain groups over others, I wonder? Ensure that they get a fair trial. Then we are summoned to the Isle of Kelmer. Deep within the deathless tempest. Have you been there before, Tariq? So long ago I scarce recall the time, only the scent. 'Tis the place from whence the creatures native to this land spring forth. Reader, let us not concern ourselves with superstitions held about that place. We'll set forth at dawn. soon see for ourselves what to make of it. We might be able to do Tizo's trial now. Alright, I'm going to take a quick break, guys, and I'll be back in just 2 minutes. Won't be long. And I'm back, guys. So we upgraded Tizo a little. I'm always prepared to cut your idiots and their egos down to size. Who shall it be? So he's now got the ability to turn into a howler. And also a slightly higher glory, I guess, because I got those buffs. Let's give this a go. Excellent. Another opportunity to prey upon the imp. Tizo seems like... I think Tizo is the hardest character to play as on his own. So you can't use your aura if you've got nobody else to capitalize on it. Ah! How did she get me there? My aura was clearly extended first. Go on, get in there, Tizo. Nicely done. Okay. It turned into a howler. I don't... I need the ability to practice that in a safe setting, I think. So howlers don't have an aura, but move super fast, is what I'm... It's what I think I'm seeing. You know, I didn't think that +2 glory would be the deciding factor, but it looks like we're gonna win by precisely that amount, so... Oh. Just fly the whole map, why wouldn't you? Tails in Sonic 3 style. Tizo is excited to have completed Sandra's challenge and awaits her approval. A worthwhile effort, Imp. Your performance was sufficient, and you passed my test. Your predecessor may well have approved. Thus, congratulations are in order. To you and to your lovely reader. Now, farewell. Tizo is happy to be back and wonders what it is that Sandra granted you. Take a closer look at the new artifact in your possession. Haoob's Wing. Flutter and abilities cost less stamina than usual. Ooh. You really can fly all the way across the map with that. Nice. Good job, Tizo. Are they doing anything in particular? Doesn't look like it. Excuse me. Oh. Hi, Bertrude. You were there a moment ago? You are unaccustomed to seeing Bertrude smiling, and yet there she is, doing just that. You soon see why. You observed before how her manner seems to soften, to the degree it can, whenever Volfred is around.
Avistarivas.
If only I could have seen their faces, then. What was your secret, dare I ask, dear Bertrude? It appears they are reminiscing about old times in the Commonwealth. Flame-resistant inks, Sandalwood. It was the inks themselves which kept those volumes from being burnt to ash. Flame-resistant inks, of course. The good officers who came to visit, they were so intent on burning all the evidence, they did not stop to think the evidence was fireproof. Alas, that they later found a way to burn thy stamping press regardless. Thy written words, they moved us many times, and many others whom we knew there in the southern box. But do these two get exiled together? No matter, dear Gertrude. What's done is done. At least we made it difficult for them, is that not so? While introducing some of our fellow citizens to new ideas. Perhaps. My words would not have reached near half as many were it not for you. Not to mention how I managed to elude them for another decade or so. I am ever thankful for your sacrifice. My thanks shall not be necessary, Sandalwood. Well, you shall have to take them from me anyhow. Thank you, Gertrude, for helping to fulfill a modest author's dreams. What good's a stamping press without good inks? No good at all. They exchange a laugh at this, but then, even still, through this new ordeal, thou hast no love for us, is that not so? Bertrude. Nay, we understand full well. Thou needs not further explain thyself. There are different kinds of love, Bertrude. On that account, thou hast nothing to teach us, Sandalwood. They each remained silent for a time. Our hearts, they cannot be controlled, Bertrude. Blasted things they are, they act well on their own. He puts away his pipe. I am blessed to have you in my life, back in the Commonwealth and here as well. I mean that, although I know that it is not enough. At first, Bertrude does not seem to acknowledge this in any way, but then... Nay, Sandalwood, it is enough. It is enough. She departs without awaiting a response, pushing past you as she goes. Volfred soon turns away as well, politely bidding you good evening. The two old friends have evidently managed their way past certain tensions in their long-standing relationship. They rather seem to draw a certain strength from one another. On we go. We've got a new place to visit. Whoop. Ah! Pleasure to encounter you within the skies themselves, O Nightwings. He deliberately crashed into his father. You still addressed him in such a cordial manner? Now, Alma, I'm certain this was an honest accident, and it appears no lasting damage has been done. Please, take the helm, as I shall go and start to pick up all the fallen artifacts we shook free from the walls after the impact. Perhaps some of these old heirlooms may yet be repaired with adhesives drawn from certain flora we may find along our long and difficult quest. Damn you, Nightwings, you stay away from us. Well, now I feel bad. I just wanted to say hi to them. I want to be friends. hear the angry hissing coming from Udmild all the way from his position. Ye think, perhaps, the skies belong to ye. Foolish. The skies and everything above and below belong to the astral born. Shall be smitten from his skies and his awakening. Now be gone. I should probably stop crashing into people. I don't think it's making me any friends. So, the Nightwings darken our skies once more. Suffered much from the defeat you handed us last time. Until our next encounter in a sacred site, I told you to stay out of our way. Get out of my sight! Alfred joins you as you soar high above the storm-ravaged waters and approach the infamous Isle of Kael'mar. Among its cursed qualities, it seems this wretched storm means I cannot rightly smoke. One of the downside's small misfortunes. The wagons drive them seem not to mind, at least. In fact, they seem more animated now than even than usual, sir. Perhaps they feel some sort of connection to this place. Tariq, do you suppose the Templars were able to make it here intact? They ought to have seen it in the stars. So we soon shall know for certain. That we shall. Take us in, please, dear reader. Chemical reagents along with this food. It's easy me find something with value. She requires? Alright, we'll help her get her the stuff she needs to get set up. You make landing on the Deathless Tempest, far west of where you first breached through to the shores beyond. You wonder which sort of celestial landmark lies hidden amid these waters, though for now you have some time left before continuing on. We waited for the Deathless Tempest to subside. We waited. The Underking. He merely laughed and laughed, but the Deathless Tempest did not subside. What lies beneath that stretch of sea to cause such upheaval is best left to myth and speculation. We made passage nonetheless, with Sorcerer's aid and fortune, discussed seeing the surrounding environs. We did detect a landform to the west. Sawyer Murr detected there the presence of the treacherous aide who lured him into exile, and then followed him in turn. Murr, in his wisdom, thought it best to be avoided. At last did we arrive on distant lands, but seeing them provided little comfort. So the scribes didn't come here. So why are we being brought here? Doing minor repairs. Oops. The bog witch Big Bertrude knows much of things going unseen throughout the land, including things residing here within the tumultuous waters of Sharp Shoulder. They have made note of thy willing assistance. Come along then, feeding one. But she requests your company in such excursions, only she could say, but she does no such thing. She instead directs you to collect the foul ingredients she seeks. The reagents seem to disappear into her robes. She returns in silence. Later, you note a new talisman has appeared among Gru's possessions, bearing Bertrude's unmistakable. A living flame. Ah. Interesting. You approach Bertrude, just as she has finished polishing various bottles, flasks, and vials that your fellow exiles collected during your travels through the downside. The evidence of thy travels, how brazenly ye put them on display. Ye tempt these lands to swallow ye. She lets out a long breath. Nonetheless, these trinkets stir our memories, not merely of these lands, but of the country whence we came. No, reading one, we are here because of Sandalwood. We met him long ago within the southern bogs, offered many courtesies. In exchange, we found him agreeable. We sought then certain regions, necessary to our studies of the heaven and earth. And he knew where to procure them. In exchange, we were to boil for him our finest inks, a certain recipe, notorious yet secret, and stained could never be removed. Oh, but the Commonwealth misliked it. It was then we first began collecting samples of the regions of the downside, for Sandalwood was ever true to his word. Long had we studied this place, Black Basin, the chaos of the deathless tempest, the richness of the bogs of the flagging hands, lands so far away, and yet they called us. If Malton Melee was able to traverse the downside in its entirety an age ago, then surely it was not beyond reckoning that we could do the same. Furthermore... But she hesitates. It matters not, reading one. Thou hast indulged our tales long enough for now. She slithers away without further explanation. She seems reluctant to discuss the circumstances of her past with Walford, yet you sense that she is here by choice. She's perhaps the most vocal person we've encountered so far. She's very eager to tell us about her past. A messenger, with news and rumors from the other side, comes huffing towards your wagon, here in the steady currents of the deathless tempest. We let it in, and offer it some light refreshment, as Rookie would have done. The imp's message turns out to be about him. We learn Rookie's past transgressions have all been forgiven since his return to the Commonwealth. He was even offered a well-appointed home and place of business. It must have represented just the kind of lavish lifestyle that Rookie always claimed to have had for himself and his extended family. Eventually, somewhat reluctantly, however, he refused the gifts. Instead, he tracked down Walford's agents and gave them ample information, thus emboldening their ranks. The last bit of the message sounds as though it was transcribed word for word from something Rookie said. It simply reads, "The rest of you better get back here soon, or else." We thank the messenger for the report. Soon it has all your companions talking. Tizo is happy to learn that Rookie joined the revolution in the Commonwealth. Ah, the noble Rookie! He sets a shining example upon us all! Hard to believe he would have turned down living in that kind of luxury. But maybe he got used to it out here. He understands Rookie holds no small degree of influence, at least among his own kind. The days aren't quite so bright without him, but it sounds like he's doing well out there. Do you think he must be sad to have turned down a house? I hope he isn't sad. The news of Rookie's liberation fills you and your fellow exiles with newfound resolve. The messenger imp accepts some scraps to eat from you and pushes off. Companions gain +1 hope for the next round. Let's find out what shenanigans are going on here then, 'cause this is odd. Your wagon shudders to a halt at the Isle of Kiln. Bizarre outcroppings give it a forbidding feel. In the distance, you hear odd gibbering noises that sound like drive imps? The traitor Kelmer Ropecaller. First he brought about our empire's fall. First he nearly claimed the life of our dear Sullivan. We forgive him. We have forgiven him. We give a certain thanks to him. He has played a vital part in the Star's plan. Not for him, then we, the Eight, would never have aligned. We never found the Ropecaller. He fled into the sea towards an isle which we knew well to avoid. It was there, we think, that Kelmer's tattered mantle finally did him in, among the wild imps. Should the stars ever converge above that isle, it shall be to signify that their long dance across the skies is drawing to a close. Oh. The rites are soon to end? That's, deeply concerning. Psyched up for the rite, staring in awe at something. Reviewing strategies. Warmed up. Whoa, guys, how'd you find me all the way out here? I mean, this is for extra special customers. Ah, I'm joking, I'm only joking. You're the only customers I got. Ah, got you again. Only joking about that too, because I got tons of customers. It's just they already bought a lot of stuff today, so they're not here, okay? Anyway, I just got in a little something here which maybe you'll be into. Been hearing about these little numbers for a while, check them out. Reveals to you a set of twin rings, a jeweled band, and a runed band. Thinking these fingers are supposed to be for a couple of lovebirds, know what I mean? But anybody could probably use them, provided they was to buy them off of me. I was gonna get them for myself, but anyways, let me know if you want them. Well out of my price range, but +2 to both stats and brief infinite stamina if you've got both of them on your squad. It's tempting. Can't afford it right now, though. Can't afford the dust either, still. Someday. Right now we're quite broke. You guys take care, okay? And thanks for doing business. Sure, everybody's got something good. I got a feeling we're gonna have something special to deal with here. Stand before the bizarre outcroppings of the Isle Killed. The sky darkens, and in the distance you hear the sound of gibbering creatures quite louder. The sound of it is unnerving enough that your fellow exiles remain quiet, their eyes fixed to the stars above. Soon, something in the sky above begins to stir. Titan stars.
A glorious eve to you as ever, O you exiles of the Nightwings.
I feel like we're winning them
The
over.
eight scribes dragged you all the way into the blasphemous Isle of Kelmer. Here you are to be surrounded by even more gibbering nitwits than usual. The adversaries you are to confront shall be the Tempers.
Okay, yeah, I'm actually
Extinguish
here.
now their pyre and glory shall be
I was
yours.
wondering if they were not going to be able to make it, but we'd have some other nonsense to deal with while we were at it. Hey, look who wants a piece of us again, huh? It's the damn Nightwings. Here to knock us down another peg or two again, I guess. Well, at least you got old Curly Horns out of this dump. I gotta give you that. One look at her and you just knew she was too good for this place. Though maybe that ain't saying all that much. And if you Nightwings see her again, you tell her something from me. You let Noegi says hi. You let her know. Now that she remembers some dumb lump like me. Then Ignarius shoves on his mask. Alright, Tempers. Let's give it to him like we still got a chance. He's really down, huh?
Who shall conduct the right?
I have extra health. Double rush, salute. He can stun people with his jump. Scribe block, slither. Double jump, high speed, extra presence. I feel like shenanigans are afoot, so I'm gonna go best foot forward on this one.
Ametha.
Actually, no. Can I? No. Can I unclick? Dang it! I wanted Bay and Headwind in the other order. Oh well, too late now.
Headwind. It is done.
You can count on me. Alright, you damn Nightwings. Let's see what you got. As the ride commences, the imps throughout the cavernous area roar with excitement. Our struggles and our plan. Your entertainment with a few lonesome creatures. Begging your pardon, sir. The imps of the Isle are quite passionate about the rites. Just now, they offered a bounty in Sal, far triumphant for his worthy. They were chaos? In exchange for what, exactly? And where did they get the Sal, for that matter? My understanding is that they wish to see us perform various feats of glory. To the source of their wealth, and say how much Sal has lost within the sea. Either. They seem beneath you, but the opportunity is real if the Sal could be of benefit. Indeed. And reader, my kin, it is yours to decide if entertaining these sad creatures is a justifiable distraction during these affairs. We trust your judgment. Now, let us not distract you any further here. Piece of glory in the rights. Okay.
Too slow, Ignarius.
Wow, she's fast.
Your adversaries did not hesitate. Out with you all.
Out the way. Okay.
Ah, yes.
Well, we're in now. On the board.
Goodbye, Headwind. You have it!
Off we go.
Brilliantly done!
That's not what I meant to do.
Claimed again.
Alright, let's get in there. The big lad. Yeah, he's a tall fellow.
You are worthy.
This guy.
All of the Nightwings
Uh-oh.
vanished.
He takes some putting down.
Crushing blow against that Pyre.
See that, Nightwings? We still got a little fight in us now, don't we? Oops.
Struggle all you like, reader. Well, I dare say.
This might be our first loss. This is not going well.
Glorious.
Come on, get in there. Whoop, heck. Bay! Her dash is quite hard to use. It's like the best attack in the game if you can pull it off, but...
Unfortunate for the tempers.
Whoop.
As per the sacred law,
If you fall short, then you land right in the middle of the aura.
stand not in glory's path. Her wings have served me true.
Okay. The imps grow more and more agitated with each passing moment. Some start spilling onto the sacred grounds. Oh, I hate these things. Go on, get out of here. We're in the middle of something here.
What are those blasted creatures doing? This is a sacred tradition, not some boorish spectacle.
Hacking audience.
How far?
Okay, go for it. Go for it.
And it is done.
That was real close.
The Nightwings prevail. May their next adversaries fare a little better. The ceremony is complete.
What a joke. Who's into you a lot again? Younger me would have tore you to pieces. Ain't never getting out of here if we keep on like this.
What stirs now in the hearts of all these exiles?
Okay. I was expecting something more disastrous from this going there. But it looks like it's just introducing new mechanics still. All in all, having to unlearn everything I've learned is going somewhat faster than I expected. Let's take this aura burst.
Until the stars align.
She charges that she can then set off a detonation, I think. Sounds good. After you and your fellow exiles overcame the Tempest, you find the lone minstrel tending to one of your own. Pamitha seems to be unwell, though you cannot yet sense why. How are you feeling, madame? Can't hardly move my wings at all now. It's like I'm terribly exhausted all of a sudden. I see. Then please do not exert yourself or try. The lone minstrel motions for you to come closer. Leader, Pyre appeared rather disorientated, and more fatigued than usual. Reported feeling not entirely present. Symptoms of banishment sickness. She should soon be able to take part in light activities, I think. But under no circumstance shall she be able to conduct the coming rite. Now then, I ought not keep you from the stars above. Please go and have a look at them, for all of us, I think, are anxious to depart this place. So people can get sick if they're banished too often in one match? The stars yet shine for you, revealing various paths forward. You gaze into the dark of night and seek your destination. The chastity. Oh, heck those guys. Leave. So the deluge and the Pyre hearts. Fly to them. The fate. Those are good guys. I want to go see them again. It seems time we met again with Dalbert and the Fate. We can make for the nest of Trieste at first light we can. Let's recover through the night for now. It's too late to do much else. The temples. Myr, the Horned One, formed the tempers upon his own ideals. Ingrained in his triumvirate are the basic truths about the dual roles of strength and gentleness. The Horned One, he has had a dualistic nature, for as long as he and I each consider each other a friend. The stories I am told about Myr's youth describe no one I know. All of us are capable of more. I was once an imp that could not bite. Myr was once a man that could not think. The Tempers once were ordinary folk. Now they rise to greatness, always striving, never overreaching. They are not like Myr himself. Rather, they are what Myr wished he could be. He's always splashing about. Yeah, I guess he's probably the one person who likes it here. What's up, Hedwyn? You can tell something is troubling Hedwyn from the moment you approach. You are not the only one, either. Looks like a case of a broken heart to me, Rita, darling. Trust me on that one. Hedwyn overhears. It's nothing. I think the travel's catching up with me is all. You don't make much of a liar, Hedwyn, darling. Now then, let's have her name. Or his? That obvious, is it? That obvious. Now, go on. Hedwyn hesitates a while, then. Her name was Fikani.
Huh?
Fikani? Why, that's a harp name. Yes, she's from the mountains, same as you. You don't mean Fikani Shang, do you? We feared her lost in the gorge. What? You know her? Come on, Hedwyn. How many of us harps do you think there are? The Commonwealth has been rather successful scouring my people from the world. But yes, Fikani Shang and I spent some time together in the past. Flown a few sorties now and then. We were in different units, though. She was reconnaissance, if I recall. She said as much to me. But what happened to her? When you were sentenced, it was about a year after me, wasn't it? So, maybe... She was alive and well when last I saw her. Got back from the gorge with a few scrapes and some good information. Granted, that was several years ago. Who knows what could have happened since. But I must say, she never mentioned you. Impressed she managed to keep secret your relationship. She could have gotten herself into some real trouble. You keep her secret too, please. Oh, don't worry about me. Down here I'm in no position to betray any more of my people. And besides, I liked Fikani. And you're not bad either. Why, this is rather sweet. Hedwyn just stares at her. I'm sorry, Hedwyn. I wasn't trying to make light. I wish that I could tell you more about her, but I think you must know her better than I do. Yeah. Look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get on your case about it. It's just... I don't like to talk about it much. It's a lot to have to explain. I understand completely. So then, now that the awkward introductions are out of the way, could you tell me any more about what she was like? Well, let's see. They continued talking for some time about Fikani, and about how such a relationship would have been seen in both the High-Wing remnants and the Commonwealth. For Hedwyn, just knowing that Fikani still lives, or at least that she was still alive after his exile, lifts his spirits. Anyway, if you get out of here, or if I get out of here, I'll have to seek her out. If I go first, I'll let her know you're still in one piece and thinking of her still. Thanks, Martha. That means a lot. Don't mention it. The conversation winds down. They bid you and each other a good evening and go their separate ways. Hedwyn's probably the next one going home. If we can pull it off. Blackshore, which suggests the faster route. We've maxed out the good vocation, so I believe this is an expedient path. Expedient path, you mean probably it gives us a temporary status boost? Let's land here then and see if maybe we can find some goods to trade. Foreboding feelings stuck with you since your arrival in the monolithic stonework of Blackshore. Some of it spreads to others in the group. I dislike this wretched place. Being stuck out here like this sure isn't doing me any favors. I decided to focus on pursuing your vocations until the Black Rifle is ready to move on. Oh, got stuff going on in here though. You notice Bertrude studying the Beyonder crystal. She sets it down as you approach. Matthew Wraith rebuketh our attempt to summon her. She insisteth that we are too young to understand. She must be referring to Sandra. Seems that Bertrude may be able to invoke her. Stubborn, that one. Possessed of an ancient understanding. Olden ways and olden times. Many centuries of history. Knowledge of the 8 scribes themselves. Held captive there within that green-tinged stone, within that race's own memories. Would that we could extract them in some way. Perhaps thou could induce the race's obedience, reading one, for we she heedeth not. She claimeth obligations unto only thee. Although, she stops and thinks very carefully. The Beyonder crystal is not to be tampered with. The fellow exiles know that its use is at your sole discretion. She backs away, still thinking to herself. Ignorest our inquiries about this, reading one. Our reasoning has taken us elsewhere. Refusal to cooperate is like to be an ancient warning of some sort. It is possible that others of the southern bogs know something of her, but we shall not be tampering further with such sorceries ourselves. That the Wraith refuses to cooperate suggesteth her predicament is suitably deserved. She heads out in a huff, but just as the air grows still and quiet, you sense something from the beyond the crystal. Mouthy Wraith, she says. Can you believe it, Rita? Ah, to be so young and foolish again. Sandra, the unseeing, laughs to herself. Your proximity to the Beyond Crystal has been sufficient to evoke her in this case. That crone of yours is far too curious, I think. It appears that even she has learned her lesson in this case. Thank the stars, I am beholden to no more than one among you Nightwings at a time. And thank the stars that happens to be you rather than her. If that crone attempts to lay her fingers on my Beholder Crystal again, I shall just have to torment her dreams until she's my age. Do feel free to mention that, if it comes up. Now farewell. You know where to find me, lovely Rita. She vanishes. Seems that Sandra proved resistant to Bertrude's tampering. If so, much history is trapped within the Beyonder Crystal, where it shall remain for the foreseeable future. Enter a companion or forage for resources. I'm gonna try foraging and just sort of see what happens. Something Falcon Run values here. Some magma sold for salt. Celestial residue. Stardust seems to stick to these dark boulders. Oh, well, I mean, if I found something for money, I'd only be selling it for Stardust, so yeah, please. It seems thou hast procured something of certain value, reading one. +6? A sack of Stardust. Ooh. That's a bit of wealth. What an upgrade. That is going to be a lot of extra stamina. Tizo's going to be a machine with that. Nest of Trieste. Nightfall, not feeling so well, watching the sky. Okay, not much in here right now. Hey you guys, always nice to see some more customers, because you know, I don't always get much around here. Sometimes it gets kinda lonely, I guess. We're one short of that scoop of Stardust. This is the Pyre's maximum range. Sweet. Yeah, I guess we can't afford the things after just now. Oh hey, you guys are back already. Yeah, how much does the Burning Promise cost? Against my better judgment. I'm gonna try and make some money on this match. I don't mind too much if the Fates win. Unless something's about to happen, I don't think this match is going to be a critical one. So we're going to try and gamble for extra sol. As you await the stars, a form dressed in the raiments of the rites approaches you and Volfred. At first, presume it for one of your next adversaries, the Fate. But he cannot be one of them. Beside you, Volfred starts, something you have never seen him do. Observe the colors that he wears, an inverse of the Night Wings. Volfred Sandalwood, it has been a while. No, this cannot be. The demon unfastens his mask. It can. You perished. I watched you fall. You did. I grieved for years, yet now you live. I do. Although these horns, they grew long ere I could walk again. Unbelievable. Then, why are you here now, Armalek? You know full well, Volfred, to reclaim what is mine by right. The demon Armalek leaves without another word, just as the stars above burst alive and seemed to set the sky aflame. Is he joining the Fates, or... For a moment there I thought he was going to join us, which would have been cool.
Reader, what lunacy is this? 'Twould appear the Night Wings are to stand against themselves this time around. This is a mutiny, in violation of the sacred law. The exile whom you face? Oralek. Long ago he had his chance, and he relinquished it. He cannot simply claim it now. And I cannot preside over this nonsense. Good night.
Well, just left, huh? What happened to the Fate? The stars showed we were to face them. They must have suffered a misfortune of some sort. Tampering with the stars' designs is not permitted, Armalek. Cheating the worthy of their rightful liberty is not permitted either, Volfred. You must know I took no part in that betrayal. Search your heart. Armalek says nothing for a time, then... Where are your ravens, Volfred? I have refused to wear them since, in show of solidarity to you. And to elude the voice, I would suppose. Yes, that too. I see. You are never very good at this anyway. Shall see if that new lot of yours is any better. You cannot be serious. What sense is there in us standing against each other? Armalek puts on his mask and stands ready. I shall crush this lot of yours, Volfred. You'll see that I am not so easily discarded. You shall not deny my liberty again. Reader, the adversary whom we face, Armalek, he is not one to back down. He was very experienced in the rites even at the time, and so beware. There was no one in his day who could prevail against him, and he appears even stronger now. I wish I had more valuable advice to give in this. I wish I had foreseen this. What do we take? So I probably want all of our best for this. Tizo? Professor Gilman? Tizo's got that heavily upgraded talisman. I think we're gonna go with Tizo. True Nightwings? Formed his own version of the Triumvirate, calling them the True Nightwings. It's the essence of the rites. Yeah, the announcer's just straight up left then. Another bring our best situation. To check what that meant. Such a triumvirate you have assembled, Volfred. Then let us see what they can do. Come and face me, false Nightwings. Tizo? Tizo fumbles with his mask. Tizo recognizes Aralek and greets him tentatively. It is good to see you. Aralek reaches for his mask in turn. How is the horn? Mended? Tizo indicates his horn has not bothered him for a long time now, and thanks Aralek for it. Good. Full recovery there. But it is unfortunate to see you standing there with them, Tizo. Come with us. No questions asked. The proposition seems to catch Tizo off guard. Tizo indicates that he will not abandon his friends or their quest. He seems to be pleading with Aralek to stand down, to listen, to not give in to anger. But Aralek shakes his head, puts his mask back on. This is something I must do, little one. Tizo dons his mask in turn. He chirps nothing more. Okay, first blood to us. It's really weird not having an announcer. Hey, we made a huge chunk of money off of the Imp Challenge. That'll help us get some Stardust. You must be the one whom Volfred Sandalwood chose to replace me. No. Look, I don't know who you are, but Volfred hasn't done anything like that. That isn't why I'm here. Nonsense. Do not lie to me. When first I learned the Nightwings had reformed, with some forgotten boy now at the helm. This I needed to see for myself. And here we have it then. Sounds like you've got me figured out. Disappointing that Volfred would take sides with someone such as this. Double kill. Step through the thing, grab the bit. Oh, we're not gonna get there in time. Probably that point. Or maybe not. Oof. Or maybe so. Oop. Oop. Yeah, I messed that up pretty badly. Oop. Oop. That's less than ideal. What? How did that not... Why did that not get anybody? They were all inside the blast range. This is a fairly quick descent into nonsense. There we go. There's the dunk. That was a round and a half. Come on, get in there. Next dunk. One more should do it. So this guy doesn't have a trick up his sleeve, which he almost certainly does. Oof. Okay. We're hanging in there though. Didn't mean to pick that up actually. Go on, slam it! There we go. That wasn't so bad. You who call yourself the Nightwings seem to have learned something from Sandalwood after all. But you are Nightwings in name only. And as for the rights, it is a mockery of what it once stood for. All of this, a stain upon the legacy of the scribes. Crawford looks on as Aurelek departs without another word. Aurelek, forgive me. I feel so overwhelmed, I think, because the scribes, I think they speak to me and lift me up whenever I begin to think I'm going to fall. yeah, I keep forgetting she's got the leap move. Infinite stamina when she's got the orb, yes please. Alalek, he hath changed. Scarce resembles now the one with whom we travelled then.
Ti meritabeste.
I am afraid so. I can only begin to imagine what he has been through all these years.
Ligeratus.
Reader, as you can see, Alalek and I, we have some years in common. A story for another day. I need some time to look at how all this affects our plan.
Ligeratus.
Reader, Alalek is a principled person. His freedom was denied him just when it was in his grasp. A doleful tale. Walford shall tell you more of him in due time. Of that I have no doubt. For now it seems the stars beseech you once again outside. There, deep in the infinite dark, you once more see a single star shining brighter than the rest. The path to freedom beckons you again. The liberation rite. The chastity, manly Tinderstaff. Ugh. I would definitely like to defeat that guy. Once more, then, to the fall of Solion. Excellent. Our plan proceeds at pace. We need but continue to make good on all such opportunities the stars present, so much as possible. Then our ranks within the Commonwealth may yet grow strong enough that we shall sway the people toward our cause. It shall be difficult. The people have their hearts and consciences. The Commonwealth has long since lost its way. The never-ending wars of the hiring remnants, the passing of more sentenced of exile than ever before, for increasingly more dubious causes. The burning of books, the outlawing of literacy. These are corruptions of the teachings of the scribes. Together we shall prove it soon enough. Walford, sir, what of Alalek? Walford says nothing in response at first, but then Alalek appears to have his own agenda now. Shall have to try and keep an eye on him, although our plan remains the same. Anyway, we have a mountain which we need to climb. Let us all rest up a bit if possible this night. We fly at the break of dawn. What is life without an adversary? Not for forces that conspire against the will, life would be devoid of its innateness, the desire to overcome. Thus, when we, the Eight, at last each fashioned a triumvirate based on our own ideals, we realized the void still needed to be filled, as the night sky needs moonlight. The Eight were united, our triumvirates shared our affection. They needed us to set them all against a common foe. Thus did we form the Nightwings, triumvirate in vision to exceed them both. Exceed them all, both through means mortal and divine, who give an undue favor in each turning of the cycle. They are the adversary we all face.
Mare infrantes. Lencio me prancis.
Tizo seems despondent following the confrontation with Alalek. Like Walford, he thought that Alalek had perished long ago. Tizo is angry that Alalek acted so unfriendly with everyone. When the imp looks at you with sadness in his eyes, but says no more. He skitters up to the rafters. That's gonna have to be me for this afternoon. Made some progress. We've got the next Liberation Rite coming up. Plowing through this. Yeah, that was fun. But yeah, that's gonna be me for now. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did, and I will be back in about 2.5 hours. When, well, it's Minecraft Monday, but I'm not sure if we're doing Minecraft or if we're doing something else just for tonight. Well, Noelle's away. We'll see. Thank you for watching, everybody. Let's see who we can go host, shall we? Ah, Mocha's still on. She's doing her 4-job fiesta challenge to raise money for charity. I think we really need to go say hi over there, don't we? So yeah, thanks for being here, everybody. Until next time.